I'm just going to do a little demonstration of a product called qa50. So it's a product I've used quite a bit before for removing rust from like tanks and things like that. So I bought a 1970 Honda qa50, which is like a little monkey bike. It came back from America, looked absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the rear mudguard had been damaged in transit, which was a bit disappointing, but I've got new mudguards for it. But the other thing that has happened is I've noticed on the tank, it's got some like little blisters. And that's basically because inside the tank, which unfortunately you're not going to be able to see, it's rusted. So a few issues with that. The rust will continue and it'll eat through the entire tank, and obviously these tanks are quite rare, so you don't want that to happen. But also, not only can it eat through into the paint and this, that and the other, which is what's obviously happening at the moment with this one, but also you'll have little bits of rust will transfer down into the carburetor, so blocking your jets, and damaging your piston and your barrel and all of that kind of stuff. So we don't want any of that to happen. So what qa50 will do is it's an enzyme, and it'll eat away at the rust, and it'll give you a nice fresh metal, so it'll remove the rust away from it. And then once you're down to that, I'd then use a tank sealant, so something like this one here, qa50 tank sealant inside the metal tank. I've got another tank to do, but that's a fiberglass one, so that's going to use something slightly different. I'll do a bit of a demo on that as well. And then hopefully once it's sealed, this tank, then it'll be all right then to have it repainted. I mean, it may, I might use it for a bit in its current painted condition, but the shade of green is not quite the same. So the mudguards are a sprout green, which is the correct green, and I think this has been painted a slightly different green. So yeah, so we'll just see. But my main objective at the minute is to get the rust removed out of the tank, and get the tank sealed so that I can put fuel in it and I can run the bike without any issues. So this is the product, qa50. So it's I've had some very good success with it in the past, and it's a product that I'll be selling on my eBay shop. So if you want to buy any of that, you can go onto my eBay and you buy that from me. But I'll just do a little demo. So you've got to water this down. So it says 1 part qa50 to 10 parts water. So I'm going to do a bit of basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the tank with water, work out exactly how much it's going to hold, and then I'm going to remove 10% of that water, and then fill it with the qa50. And then it says on here that it takes between 1 to 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours, does it say? Up from 15 minutes for light rust, 2 to 6 hours for heavy rust, and 24 hours for severe rust. So I'm probably going to leave this for 24 hours. And then I'm going to empty it out, make sure it's all good. And then before sealing it, I'm going to use some acetone to swill the tank out, make sure it's all perfectly clear, so that the sealant will adhere to the tank properly. And then we should be good to go, really. There we go. So she's full to the brim with water, and she took almost exactly 4.5 litres. So I'm going to drain 450 ml out of there, which is slightly higher concentration than the 1 to 10, but there we go. It'll be all right. And then I'm going to top it up with the extra 7. And then I'm going to put the cap back on, because there's a bit of rust on there as well. So hopefully it will take that off as well. And it shouldn't affect the cork gasket. And then I'm going to leave it, like I say, until tomorrow, and then we'll drain it out, and then we'll stick some acetone in it to clear it out properly, and then we'll get it sealed, and then hopefully that job will be all good. So you'll notice I've still got the tank tap on, so I'm doing that because basically that's gonna seal the liquid in. Then once I've removed the extra 7 and I've swilled it out with the acetone and everything, I'm going to take the tank tap off. I'm going to plug that hole with some plasticine or putty or something like that. Probably plasticine. I've got plenty of that in the house. The kids love plasticine, so then I will, like I say, I'll plug that hole up with the plasticine, and then I can put the tank sealant in, and seal it, and then that'll protect that area, and it'll make sure I've still got a passage for the fuel to come out, which has been sealed, and that'll be good. So we've got the water removed from there now. So I know that the water was like right up to the top, so I'm just going to leave it a tiny little gap so it just gets the top bit of the underside of the tank cap, and then like I say, we'll leave it then. And then once I've finished with this solution in here, I am going to, I didn't leave a gap there, did I? Silly boy. I'm going to transfer the liquid out, and I'm going to put it in an old washing up bowl, and I'm going to use that then for like nuts and bolts that I take out of stuff that's rusty or whatever, and I'll just leave them in there in the solution for however long it takes for the rust to come off, and then they can either be replated or painted or whatever. And it's just a good way of removing rust off parts that maybe you wouldn't do a lot else with, really.